City Council meeting at City Hall, 411 West 8th Street, City Council Chambers, 5th floor, being September 18th, 2024, 4:35 p.m. Item 2, roll call.
Mayor Hoven,
Present.
Councilmember Swanner,
Present.
Councilmember Mata,
Present.
Councilmember Thompson,
Crawling in.
Councilmember Vasquez,
Present.
Councilmember Cornell,
Present.
Councilmember Haney.
Present.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. We're going to go on to item 3, open a public hearing on tax increase for fiscal year 2024-2025. The City Council will hold a public hearing on tax increases. Ms. Banda.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council.
Good
Afternoon.
Good to see you earlier in the day than usual. So today, this is not on.
There we go. Today we are opening the public hearing on the tax increase. Tax increase verbiage is required by the budget code, so that's why we're talking about it in that specific context.
Now, the thing is that, let me address this. So the thing is in the budget code, it says there's a tax increase.
Mhm.
And so we discussed this earlier earlier in this year, and it's been an option as far as being able to use this language. It's been placed in here. I discussed it earlier in this year because last year we were told and forced that we needed to use it. I clarified that. It says that we didn't have to use it. The language has been installed in here. I read it as it's been placed, and I'm using the language that's been placed, but these are not our words. It is also an option is that we do not are mandated to use the tax increase. It is in the book. Last year, we were given bad advice, saying that we had to use it. I asked and clarified it this year. I went to legal and asked about that, and they said, no, there is no option to be able to use it. It's in there. I don't know why it's in there, but it is in there. So I just want to put that in the record.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Go ahead.
So there are 3 different types of rates, key rates that municipalities consider when establishing the proposed tax rate. There's the proposed tax rate, which we're going with of 0.466275 per $100 valuation. There's the no new revenue rate of 0.462503 per $100 valuation. And then there's the voter approval rate of 0.498027 per $100 valuation. The notice for this public hearing did go out in the Odessa American on Wednesday the 11th. And so here we are if we have any comments or questions on this.
Council, I'll open it up to the dais for anyone to comment, ask questions, or make statements.
I'd like to make a statement. In simplicity, to boil this down, Kaylee, what I found is that the total tax rate per 100 of value in 2023 was, let's keep it easy, 0.483. For 24 to 25, the proposed rate is 0.466, a decrease of 3.62%. Our revenue with the new tax levy on the new and existing properties combined rose 5.42%, and by law, it's called a tax increase.
Yes. The tax rate itself is decreasing by that 3.62%. The tax revenue is increasing based on the property valuations, and that's why we do call it a tax increase.
Correct.
Correct.
Semantics. Council, any other questions?
Thank you, Councilman Cannell, for saying that. People just need to know that. The rates are down.
This is a public hearing. Do we open it up for the public hearing?
Yes.
This is a public hearing. Anyone wishing to discuss or address the council or put anything on the record, item 3 as presented can do so by coming forward and stating only your first and last name and only your first and last name. You can do that by coming forward now. We're gonna leave this open a little bit longer.
I was expecting a bigger crowd.
This is when we need the Jeopardy music.
Does anyone else have the Jeopardy theme song
That's the
playing in
last
their
thing
head
anybody wants
right
to
now?
hear more of my voice.
Thank you, so you know, I'll both be quiet. Couldn't carry a tenor bucket.
I'll come talk just to finish, so we can say somebody spoke, and we can finish the silence.
You can talk for the city.
Hi, my name's Dallas Kennedy. I'm a citizen in Odessa. I've seen the tax rate. Thank you. I figured it out today, and my taxes for the city are going down like $40. So I'm gonna go have a steak on y'all. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Don.
Seeing that there's no one else wanting to come forward, I will close the public hearing portion of the hearing. Council, any last words or statements? Okay. So we need a motion and a second. The motion has to be specific. Anybody on the council want to take a crack at it?
Excuse me, Mayor, that's on the next item. This is just the public hearing. on-
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're gonna go on to this forward.
We're gonna go on to 4 then? So we're gonna do that later down? Okay. We're gonna go into ordinances. Item 4, consider the levy tax for 2024 tax year, fiscal year 2024-25. First approval. Ms. Banda.
Okay, so as we've just discussed, the rate we are proposing today, 0.466275 cents per $100 valuation. This will be the first vote on this, and the second vote will come at the council meeting on Tuesday night.
Is there somebody willing to speak?
Mayor, I would make a motion that we adopt staff.
Greg's got the language.
We have
Oh,
You have to read the
We have
language.
to read specific
Oh,
language.
excuse me, I was gonna rewrite it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Cannell.
Motion to adopt the ordinance. I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 0.466275, which is effectively a 0.82 increase in the tax rate.
What an oxymoron. Council, any discussion? No discussion? Do we have a second?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor indicating by a motion of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed indicating same sign. Was there a opposition? Okay. Motion passes 6-1. We're going to move on to item 5. Consider the approval of water rate change, second and final approval, and all increased water rate 3% is being proposed at this item. Second and final approval of proposal. Ms. Bender.
Thank you, Mayor. So yes, this is the second approval, final approval, as previously discussed. We discussed implementing a 3% rate for residential, commercial, and industrial properties in the city.
Council, open the desk for any discussion or any comment.
I have a comment or discussion that I would like to consider. I would like to consider in our budget, if it's possible, for our senior citizens and the disability not to go up the 3%.
So what we would need is a motion, then an amendment to modify it to this. And then we can discuss the amendment.
So make the motion
So
first.
somebody, yeah, I thought about that just as I was sitting here.
Okay, so I would like to make the motion that we discuss the tax water rate.
Would you want to amend that to discuss and consider?
To amend to discuss and consider.
Amending item 5, water rate to 3% for it not to be effective to senior citizens and
And the disability,
and people with disability.
yes. That it not increase on them.
Okay, so we have do I need a second?
Well,
We have a motion for discussion.
Second.
Council?
Yeah, it's motion for discussion.
We have a motion for discussion. We have a motion and a second. We have a motion and a second for discussion. All those in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed indicating same sign. Motion is approved. We now are on the desk for discussion. Council, you want to go ahead and make that proposal once again, what you were talking about?
Yes, I would like to propose that we do not increase for the senior citizens or the disability on the water rate of 3%.
Do we have an amount in mind? Do we have a count
Yes.
about proximity? I know we
Yes.
can't come up with something actual right now.
Yeah, we can
We
come up
actually
pretty
have some
close.
numbers that are actual.
It affects right around 4,200 meters, and the bottom line number is $152,217 approximately. And that's not significant whenever we look over the year. And what I would propose is that you actually made a motion to accept this, then Mrs. Swan, that somebody would make a motion to accept this. Mrs. Swanner would move to amend the motion and pass the amendment, then pass the motion as perfected.
Further
Councilman
discussion?
Martin had a question.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what age group are we looking at as far as senior citizens?
That's you.
24.
That's you.
65.
65. 65.
You're barely there.
We just made some money.
Okay, so 65, yeah.
We're all up here calculating our ages and when we get out of this.
Yeah, I still got another.
Swap.
And
That's
John,
I still got
may I,
another-
so on the average water bill, we're talking it, so if we're breaking this down, it's actually 152,217 for the next, for the total?
Yes.
So I don't, so do you want me to, would you like for me to break down what the actual 3% would be just for the water rate is 61,795 would change the budget,
Just for the water rate?
just for the water.
61 what?
61,795.
I'm sure you'll be asked about it after this meeting. Get the media here. Council, any further discussion on this item?
I have a clarification. The, just so we know where we're, I think this is a wonderful idea, but where we're going with this, would that be the property owner that is disabled or a family member within the family that's
It's
disabled?
who the water meter is.
It's who the water meter belongs to.
Okay,
So it'd actually be the water customer,
the customer itself, okay,
whoever is.
Name's on the bill.
Yeah, the name on the bill.
makes sense.
Okay,
For
so it's not
clarification-
attached, it's not
clarification.
necessarily attached to the property, but whoever it is
Mhm.
has the services.
So a couple of us need to put grandmother's name on the bill.
Not a bad idea. Cancel.
For clarification purposes, so I can vote for the amendment, can I still vote against the rest of it? That's
Sure.
my question.
Yes.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Any other further clarification? So we have a motion for discussion and consider is what we are doing right now. So we will be voting on the amendment.
Right.
Okay. So we don't have to redo the motion?
Well, it would be best if she restated the motion.
Okay,
It would be best,
Okay.
just for clarification.
just for clarification, so
for-
we're all on the same page here.
So I make a motion that we not increase for the senior citizen and the disability on the water rate of 3%.
So we have the restatement of the motion. We've already have a second by Councilmember Mata. Council, all those in favor of the amendment to item 5 that is presented, which we will be doing after this.
Right.
All those in favor do a motion by indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed indicating same sign. Okay, motion passes unanimously on the amendment. Now we're back to the original item 5. To consider the approval of water rate change. This is second and final approval in the increase of the water rate by 3%. Ms. Bender, you want to go ahead and state that one more time?
Yes, so,
So we
wait.
just amended
Yeah,
the
we did.
item 5, so we don't have to go back.
We don't have to go back?
No, we don't
Yeah, I
have
We're
think
to.
good?
we're on
So
to the
we-
next
so
one.
We
All
changed
we
it.
did was amended?
Amend it just for 65 and
65 older.
and disabled.
Perfect.
I think 4,200 meters.
Good.
You have to vote on this. Yeah, as amended. You have your motion, you perfect your motion, then
Right.
once you perfected the motion, then you vote on the motion. The motion is to accept this
'cause we-
as amended.
In essence, we killed the original motion.
Okay.
Now you have it, the original motion as amended.
It's amended.
Yeah.
All right. Just want to make sure that for those who don't understand the Robert Rules of Order, which can get confusing really quick, is I just want to make sure that everything's recorded properly, and everybody's listening on, because we're gonna have an ask question what exactly happened. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to item 6, consider approval of the sewer rate change, second and final approval.
Excuse me,
Hang
Mayor.
on, Mayor. I think we've had a little misunderstanding. We're gonna have to vote on number 5 as is.
Okay, so I was right.
As
As
amended.
As amended.
As amended.
As
Okay.
amended, which we
That's what I
did.
thought. I thought it was right, and then got talked out of it.
But we did take that vote on the amended motion. She
amended
made the motion, I seconded it, and then we discussed it.
No, you amended it.
We amended it.
The amended, we're,
I amended the first,
Yes.
what I said the first time, I amended that motion. So we took a vote on that, and so now we've got to take an actual vote on what he amended.
so basically is
You-
everybody else from age 65
down
below.
and non-disabled, you're now gonna vote on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
The rest of the residents.
The rest of everybody else, minus the 4,200 meters.
So,
Okay.
1, 2,
I think-
3. You're still with us, or are you on the other team?
On what?
65.
Oh, I'm still on that.
You're with us?
For the 65.
You're the gangsters?
And
He's
not
on
for the 65s and below.
Right, right.
He's on the amendment, not on the.
It's the way it's worded. Okay. So we're back to item 5. So you want to go ahead and make a motion for item 5?
Yeah, for everybody else is what we're talking about.
So do we have, in that motion, do we have to stay excluding?
No, we've already done that.
We've already done that. I'll make a motion to approve 5,
The 3% increase.
the 3% increase on the other residents.
As
For
amended.
For everybody that is not 65 or older or disabled, to clarify.
You get that? You get that? I know.
For
Okay,
everybody,
we have a motion. Do we
Yes.
have a second? Do we have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed indicating the same sign. Motion
Oh,
passed.
second, I'm sorry.
Okay. 6-1. I was about to, you gotta be quick,
Sorry.
Okay, so item 5. Now we're gonna move on to item 6. Thank you. Consider the approval of the sewer rate change, second and final approval. Council, I'm
so,
gonna leave it up to the discussion, comments.
so on this, I would like to make an amendment on number 6 and ask that we do the same for the sewer rate
For 65 and over?
for 65 and over. So,
You've got to do it.
so I would like to make a motion for the senior citizens and disability, 65 and older, that we do not increase the water rate on those residents.
Second on that?
Okay, so we
Actually,
have,
that's the sewer rate, sorry.
So you said water.
You said
Oh,
sewer.
sewer rate, I'm sorry, I apologize, sewer
Just
rate.
make sure everybody gets it.
for the
sewer
record,
rate.
for the record, how many, are we talking about, how many?
So that amount is $49,533.
Approximately the same number of houses.
Of houses, okay. Okay. So we have a motion, and we did get a second, am I correct? We have a motion and a second to amend that the rate of 3% not be affected of 65 and over. All those in favor?
And
And disability.
And
the
disability?
disabled.
Of 65 and over and disabled.
Yes.
Or disabled.
Or disabled, yes. And so all those in favor, indication by a motion of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Back to item 6, consider approval of the sewer rate change, second and final approval. This would be indicate an increase of the sewer rate of 3% that is being proposed on this item in the second and final approval for those that are below 65
And not disabled.
and not disabled. That would increase, that would approximately affect about, what?
4,200.
Okay. Council, discussion?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor indicating by a motion of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed indicating the same sign.
Second.
Motion passes 6-1. We're going to move on to item 7, consider the approval of solid waste rate change, second and final approval. This is an increase in the solid rate change rate of 3.5 is being proposed. This item, this is second and final approval. Council, discussion?
I would also like to make a motion to amend that to not charge the senior and the disability, and the amount is not to charge the 3.5%. And the amount is $40,889 on solid waste, yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I need to be excused from this vote.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's got everything.
Any further discussion? If not, I will entertain a motion for the amendment of solid waste rate not affect 65 and disabled at the rate of 3.5, approximately about, cost about $40,889. We have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Councilmember Cornell. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Thompson. All those in favor indicating by a motion of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? 6 in favor, 1 abstention. We're going to move on, once again, now to consider item 7, consider the approval of solid rate change. This is the second and final approval of 3.5 for residents and customers of solid waste that are below 65 and not disabled. We have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Councilmember Thompson, second by Councilmember Swanner. All those in favor, indication by motion of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? We have 6 in favor, none opposed, and 1 abstention. All right. Seeing that there is no more business before the city council, I have a motion to adjourn by Councilmember
So moved.
Swanner, second by Councilmember
I second.
Vasquez. All those in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed indicating same sign. Motion passed unanimously. We are adjourned.
I'd like to amend that